All right, so evening family. Today we're going to cover your questions and then I'll do an analysis on today's price action lesson. So first off, I wanted to answer questions about immediate balances. So I'm gonna go up to Discord. So basically, Nick asked a question on GBH dollar and he used a 3 hour time frame. Okay. Now this is a 3 hour time frame and he says, is this an immediate rebalance? Okay. Now let's go and look at the actual data and see exactly what Nick was looking at through PH dollar. So 3 hour time frame, and he was looking at this as an immediate rebalance. Now the reason why I would not look at this as an immediate rebalance is because if you look at this candlestick's low to the close of the candlestick, that's where we really have an inefficiency. So it's not like this candle. Okay, look at this candle we have here. This can trace all the way back down, then trace all the way back up. Then this just trades above this. When I look at this candle, this trades down, showing indication that there's actual sales have quick up. There's actual institutional for sponsorship to downside. Because when you see beefy body candles looks like this, and then you see the next candle quickly trade up and closing on the body, that is this. But now what you have here is not price trading up into body to close in an inefficiency because there's really no inefficiency. That's what I'm basically trying to draw attention to because this would have been more a uh, redeliver balance. Okay, all of these would be redeliver balances. Okay, not immediate rebalance. Okay, so when will something be an immediate rebalance? Again, this the next candle trades all the way back up here, and this candle trades down into this. Now, the first thing is obviously when you're using immediate rebalances, you always want to use it in line with the context of the marketplace. Okay, where is price reaching for? Is price making big ranges? Okay, if price is making big ranges. Okay, are we seeing sell side liquidity rebalance immediately? That typically is the cue that we are seeing institution sponsorship. So now the first thing I need to let you guys understand when it comes to immediate rebalances is that immediate rebalances are proof of institutional sponsorship. Okay, that is the proof that price wants to reach up or down into a direction, and that is usually indicated by large ranges in price, leaving little price gaps where price fills immediately and then rejects. Okay, that's what we're looking for. So let's look for a basically you can just go into price and find any basic move. Okay, now you can see this is an immediate balance because what you can see right here is we have this candle trade down this candle. So I want you to watch this candle. This candle trade down. Now, at the time of price trading down, we have uh, an inefficiency from the low of this candle to the close of the candle. So let me use a box to delineate this. That at that moment is an inefficiency. This candle trades up into that, completely closes the inefficiency, and then rejects. Okay, but now you can see institutional flow was already in the way to the downside on your dollar. So this typically will be a sign that there is a very strong institutional sponsorship in this asset, and then you can sell here because now this is a balance price range. You can sell this with an anticipated decline in price. Obviously, you're not just going to sell just this 15-minute candle. You're going to go down into the 5 minute time frame and utilize that for yourself. Or what you could do then, typically what I like to do is when I see immediate rebalance, I'm not just going short on the next candle. When I see immediate rebalances, I'm looking for the next candle to create a gap. And then I use institutional influence to sell short. Then my stop loss can go below this. So If you look at all the examples, and this is the difference, okay, from what you guys are doing and from what I'm doing. I'm not saying, oh, there's immediate rebalance here, so I'm going to sell short the next candle. No, I want immediate rebalance is simply proof of social sponsorship. So what I'm looking for is, okay, have we reached our target yet? No. Okay, we've not reached the target. All right, perfect. We've still not met our target. Okay, we have something we can target in price. Next question is price showing the willingness to trade away from the immediate rebalance? It giving me the proof that this is actually session sponsorship written for a level. Okay, once I see this, I'm going to go in and sell the session level entry drill, and my stop loss will be above the body of this candle. Okay, I'll sell right there, and my stop loss will be. So a lot of times when I use institutional financial drill, I love to see these type of price action in price. I like to see stuff like this. Okay, that is usually too that okay, this is a sponsorship. I'm reaching for something. Now this scenario, we're reaching for the stops below these lows. Now these lows come in at 1.1562. Now typically when we're running major lows, we do that in we do that in 10, 20, and 30 pips. So if we project 30 and sometimes 40 pips. So if we project 30 just below that low, you get this. So we could even see, and you can see again the beautiful reaction off of that level. We trade down to that, we trade down to that, and then we drop. So if I was trading this, okay, I'm seeing myself. Now, again, CL price never gets back to old low. Okay, it never gets back. And this is classic price action. So I want you guys to listen to this and uh, learn this because so many times you watch me in price say, "Oh, I don't want to see price get back into that because that is classic support and resistance, and that just gives retail traders a chance to get in and be in the part of the move." And I don't want to see that type of price action. A lot of times I'll see stuff like that, and that is because and that I just want to see price continue to go uh, downwards. Okay, so this is one of my favorite sells. When we take out an old low, then I see an inverted rebalance leading up to that, and I believe there's a deeper run liquidity, or there's a nice time for target for us to reach for. I'm getting to this, and I'll chase this move and have take profits here. Excuse me. Okay, so immediate rebalances, you're simply a proof of institution sponsorship towards a level of liquidity or just as the market price or pricing to a level of inefficiency. And the best way to use immediate rebalances is to wait for a sell sign if you're bearish after an immediate rebalance is formed, wait for a sell side uh, inefficiency of the form, and then you can use the social reference drill with the confidence that you can place your stops just above that. So let me take you to one of the classic trades where I did an execution on euro or dollar for sales. I think it was until this range. So yeah. So that was this. I think okay, yeah. So I have a box there, so that's gonna be this range. So this is one of those classic examples where I got so many requests and so many questions. Now the first thing I was looking out for was to see price trade down in a this inefficiency. Again, to frame your objective in price, you're looking for a liquidity pool or a level of inefficiency, like if your value got per price potentially trade down into it. Okay, so that was what I was looking for. Now, what we had right here was we had a balanced price range. Okay, so balanced price range that we have a gap and it's completely closed here. So that is a balanced price range. Now, right away, you can't really see anything on this. There's nothing that stands out in this price action. But the first I want to point your attention to is there's a level I'm reaching for. Let me take this back a little bit. So, okay, the first I want to point your attention to is there's a level I'm looking for. I'm not just go again. Whatever I'm teaching you has to be used in the proper context because if you're not using it in the proper context, it's not going to make sense and it's never going to work if it's not used in the proper context. Because you can come in here and say, okay, this is an immediate rebalance. We want to see pressure lower. No, it's not in proper context. So it's not an immediate rebalance. Okay, immediate rebalances, they're used when price is reaching for a target, and that is typically when institutional sponsorship is on the way. That's when you want to see video rebalances to indicate to you that there's strong institutional sponsorship. Just like look at this for example. Okay, you can see we've left gaps here. The next gap we left is immediately balanced. Now a little bit of excuse me, a little bit of it is left here. Okay, you don't necessarily need to see it close completely. The fact that the next candle after the sell side inefficiency is created trades up and closes inside of that gap, that is enough. So all you're looking for is okay, is there a willingness to trade, or you're not just going, oh, because I saw it in their bounce, I want to sell short and that. Now, though this will be the profitable trade, that's not the way I personally use immediate rebalances. Okay, when I see this to me is an indication that okay, we want to see different prices. And again, you can see an old low here at the 50 level. Okay, watch our price never trades back up into the old low. Okay, we never really trade back up into the old low. We drop. This would have been an area I'll be looking for institutional entry drill. We drop lower. This I don't want to see price trade up into this. So I would have used this as an institutional other entry drill. Okay, because if my understanding is if price trades up in this institutional entry drill, it just trades back into that old low, which I don't typically like to trade. Okay, so I would have been taking this as a sell, and I would have had my stop loss here, but there was a candle looking for deeper prices. But you can see I'm only using this in context. I'm not just saying there's a major rebalance here like this. You can make the cases an immediate rebalance and blah blah. It would not really make sense. Okay, so when there's a clear level to reach for, and price is already in the way. Immediate rebalance is simply is a show of a strong social sponsorship. So now right here, you can see we have a bounce price range where a 15 bounce price range where we have a gap, price closes in that gap. So I'll go down to the 5 minute time frame. What you can see on the 5 minute time frame is we already have this in the way. Now typically when you see immediate rebalances like this, there'll be there, there'll be some form of inefficiency created. And typically again, you know a lot of times I say, I don't want to see this gap close. The reason why I say I don't want to see sell side imbalances close is because that shows to me there's a very strong institutional sponsorship on the way, and they have no interest in price trade higher because they're repricing to a level where they can offset distribute set positions. Okay, which is positions accumulated inside all of this. Okay, so when I see this, after this is on, or after all this has been on the way, when I see this, meter balance, the next I'm looking for is institutional influential drill, and that's where you see me do my setup. That's where you saw when I did that screen recording on your dollar, you saw me take a buy exactly as price up into that, and you can see the reaction of that level. It's beautiful again. So what I just taught you right now is a strategy. It's something I use typically, and you guys should greatly appreciate this. But you need to obviously again, you're not just going to get it right off the bat, which is understandable. You need to do more of your own personal work to really understand and get the concept. So there you go. Well, hopefully that answered your questions about meter balances. Let me check the Discord chat real quick. So Mayer's immediate balance, I don't really like that as immediate balance. So let's go look at your account. And that was off the 1 hour time frame. Now here's the problem with what you sent me. Okay, now look at this price action for example. All right, you can see we've been trading lower, so you can make the case. All right, we're trading lower, and this is great. Now, what you can see right here is price trades down, creates a sell side inefficiency, and then immediately rebalances, and then next candle just starts to trade up. So if you use this as an immediate rebalance, you wouldn't be stopped out because you're not using it in the right context. You're not using it in the proper context. Okay, what would have been the proper context in using this? If they wanted to see large candles indicating a strong institutional sponsorship. So if you had seen something like this, no, these are just weakening down. I mean, large, full, juicy candles like this. Okay, and then they are left open, and then one of them trades down, then the next one immediately rebalances. Those are usually strong indication that we're looking to run into a level of either inefficiency or liquidity. Now, concerning today's price action, granted, we're stopped out by, I was stopped out personally by like 2 pips. But some of you guys are started by 4 or by 6 pips, irregardless. But it was not a full stop out, which is fine. Now, admitted, today's price action was really weird, but I believe that this is just trading iron to grab any short seller in the marketplace and squeeze them out of a position. So that's what I view in price, basically. So let me. Now, initially, I like the reaction off of this. I like the reaction we had. One second, real quick. I like the reaction we had off of this initially, and I saw price trade up, and I mentioned I want to see price closing with this and then trade up into this. So my anticipated run of DXY was obviously this, and that's what we're trading at right now. Unfortunately, we saw this just close and trade down with this, and that was really really unfortunate. So let me just get rid of this, and I wanted to see that 1 hour balance price range. Uh, Hold price, and I want to see price respect that. And it just traded through. And this would have been a day where I'll be honest again. I don't care. This would have been a day where I would have got it wrong, or I potentially got it wrong. Now, where we're trading down into, let's remove this 1 hour for value gap, even though we were trading into that. Was these two breaker blocks. So these two candles is a 1 hour breaker block, and you can see we trade down into that, and then we expand. So let me get rid of the balance price range. We trade down to the 1 hour breaker block, and then we expand. So typically, this would have been a day that would have been very difficult for me. Now, I mentioned on both my Instagram story and also my Telegram channel that I wanted to see price trade lower. Modify, we can even modify this to this. That is the breaker block. So 1 2 up candles, trades down into that, and then expands. Now, I mentioned on my Instagram story and then also my free Telegram channel, I want to see lower prices on 2 PS dollar. And I was at the gym and I was watching this for itself. I'm like, no, just no point. I knew I was gonna get into this, but if I also thought and I saw this, I would have reset this on Discord if I was sitting in front of my laptop, and that would have been a very beautiful trade. But again, sometimes you just gotta leave some out. Again, I mentioned the trend lines was what I was looking at, and also the fact that we had equal lows here. That this was just simply validating retail biases to go long. Now this traded up into a 1 hour bear shuttle block. This is a 1 hour bear shuttle block. Plus, it's also a balanced price range. Okay, so you got the 1 hour time frame. You have a 1 hour for value gap, trades down through it, becomes a 1 hour balance price range. So that is a 1 hour balance price range. Now, granted, this is an immediate rebalance, but this is not the way you're going to use this for the setup. So we don't just use this. Now, this on the 1 hour time frame is an immediate rebalance. That would mean, so let me use a replay tool. When you see something like this, okay, we turn up into a level where we can anticipate sells, then we sell off from that level and you see something like this. Now, this with this level in play would indicate to you that this immediate rebalance means that we're seeking the strongest position sponsorship to the downside. Then what you then go into this, you can go into the lower time frame and then look for sells. So where can you look for sell? Well, we have institutional financial drill up into this. So if price breaks lower, you can sell at the bullish block or break block. And let's see. So this would have been a sell. Does not really get up into this. You can see a lot of price to get up into this. But right there, you'll be selling short, and then your stop loss would be, somewhere at the mean threshold, above the mean threshold of all of those bullish block, and you can see price should first lower. That would have been your setup because the 1 hour time frame gave you that understanding that there was a strong social sponsorship on the way, and consequently, we just straight lower into this. So I like to see when I see price accumulating in those lows, I like to see price sell up like this. So this was a very good day. Just unfortunately that I did not want to push my luck today, which is why I just stayed out of the marketplace and did nothing. But we're still right in our bias. I saw a bunch of people because I got stopped out at break even on $2 was sending me their analysis going that they went against me and they were profitable. Yeah, that was dope. But then you can still got it right at the end. So hopefully this was insightful to you guys all. I think I spent a lot of time with this. It's about 21 minutes, so it's still okay. You guys will have a wonderful night, and I'll see you all tomorrow. The same.